Welcome in, everybody. It's Main Street Today time. I'm Devin O'Day, here every weekday from 11 a.m. Central to 11:30-ish. And we invite you to be part of it. This is a very interactive show. Wherever you're watching this show, we are part of Main Street Media. We have newspapers and communities all around Middle Tennessee, including Main Street Nashville, our newest 5-day-a-week e-digital paper. We have Miss Cheap, we have Big Joe on the go, Joe Dubin, we have Larry Woody, and of course, Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame writer Tommy Bryan, among many other great writers, Ivan Aronin, and we cover Dixon and Fairview, and we cover Davidson when it comes to Hermitage, Old Hickory, and we've got and Donaldson, and we've got papers in the Wilson Post. That's one of our papers, and Murfreesboro Post. I can just keep naming. We cover Clarksville. Speaking of, tomorrow, we're going to have an amazing veteran who started a podcast, and it's talking about life after enlistment, life after the military, and what's your next page. And we're going to talk all about that tomorrow. So all of my folks in the Clarksville area are going to really, really love that. Wherever you're watching us, whether it's on Facebook or it's on YouTube, would you click like? And would you hit that bell and subscribe or follow so that when we put up a new show, you get notified? Well, speaking of notified, we try to get you notified with all the things coming up and going on in the mid-state that are really, really fun, especially free things that are happening. And by the way, this isn't free, but it is happening right now. And that is the homestand with the Louisville Bats and our wonderful Nashville Sounds. NashvilleSounds.com to get your tickets, to get fireworks packages. You can get all you can eat packages. They even have suites that you can rent for up to 20 people, air conditioned goodness, and you get great seats to the game and great food brought right to you, to your table. Pretty cool. Let's check in who's the people who are visiting with us this morning. Brenda, good morning. How are you? Oh, Marty Luffman. Oh, that's so cool. Marty Luffman in physical therapy. All his friends are listening. A shout out to my gang. Well, shout out to everybody who's helping Marty. Marty was involved in a car accident. He's one of the most vibrant human beings I know. And it's been a challenge, but he ain't giving up. And we ain't giving up on praying a miracle over him. Good morning to my friend Terry Luno. Love him so much down in my hometown. Hi to Jamal. Jamal, I'm glad that you're discovering Main Street Today. Glad that you're here. And I'm glad that you're doing great, Brenda. You guys share. Oh, Sarah Morgan. Morning. She's listening in Kansas. I think Kansas City. Is that where you are? Well, you're in the outskirts. She's my country girl, and y'all follow her. She's got a brand new single called Another Nail. Steve Burney, I was wondering where you were, Steve. We have our regulars who show up every morning, and we are so glad that you're here. We've got some good music to share on the show today. But first, if you're like me and you got your silver hair, I'm just not going to say it, just silver hair. For some of it's invisible hair. Some people call it gray, but I like silver because it's got a little pizzazz to it. Y'all, if you got silver hair, we're going to find out how to fight the frizz. But first, we're going to go to the stylist of the stars. He's the one who took Emmylou Harris to her silver gloriousness. And he's going to tell you all about how to keep the frizz down on your hair.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rique, and welcome to Beauty Simplified. And today, I'm so excited about sharing with you my Whip cocktail, which is a combination of my product Whip and my conditioners. Now, why this is so special is because the Whip is a gel mousse without any alcohol, that conditions as it controls and adds body, called as panthenol. And the conditioners are both moisturizers and protein conditioners. Now, the recipe for the whip cocktail is our whip and either of my conditioners in the Rique line, the Reconstruct or the Moisture, and in the Shining Silver line, either the Polish or the Restore. Depending on your length of hair, you would use either a pea size, a lima bean size, or a little more for longer hair. Now, for the whip, the important thing to remember is that you do not have to shake this bottle. It's highly concentrated, so a little goes a long way. You just use a small amount, and what you do is you rub it together, you let it foam. Then you take your comb and you comb it through your hair. I know that's odd for lots of people to hear, but this is what really works, and this is why. If you could think of the imbrications of your hair cuticle, and imbrications is a $25 word, basically like shingles on a roof, what this product does, the combination of the gel mousse without alcohol and the conditioner, it goes in there that you rub, foam, and comb so that you are actually smoothing the cuticle so that before you even dry it, it already has a smooth effect. And if your hair is naturally curly, as you comb it and let it dry, the curl is more of a ribboned effect rather than frizzy. This product combination is really been well received, and I'm very excited about being able to share with you today. Enjoy, folks. It's a whip cocktail from Rique products, and it's also available along with the Shining Silver products. Thank you. Have a great day.
I love the Shining Silver products. I've been using them for a while now, and y'all, I do whatever I can because I don't know what happened. My hair turned silver, and all of a sudden, I hit the humidity, and it kind of goes crazy. So we're just trying to help you out. Well, I got my brother, who is one of my favorite voices of all time. I just don't know if I like any voice any better. And tomorrow night is going to be a special night because it's a show downtown Gallatin on the historic square. Let me just give you a little sneak peek before we talk to him.
Raised in the country, I rode an old John Deere. I was plowing up fields, never getting nowhere. Then a hard rain fell, and my whole crop died. I looked to Daddy, and Daddy just cried, but there ain't no dust. No, there ain't no dust on me.
Ain't no dust on me. T. Graham, how are you, brother?
I'm doing good. Boy, I love you, Devin. Thanks for having me.
I love you too. And I tell you, we got all sorts of goodies because we're going to do a deep dive on T. Graham brand. You got this show tomorrow night. Everybody in Gallatin can come out. The State Farm folks have sponsored this great event. Later on in the summer, Daryl Worley will be there. And it's something they do every third Thursday. And are you going to have your whole band there?
No, I'm bringing Bart Walker, my acoustic player, and we're going to run through the hits and do a couple of gospel songs and tell a joke or two. Make it up as I go.
Well, I got something. Speaking of gospel, I make no bones about it. One of my favorite records of all time. I don't care. All-time record. Every genre, everything is forever changed. Grammy-nominated record that you did. I mean, you've got a star-studded thing, but one of the coolest things is it's one of the last records, if not the last record that you invited Leon Russell to be on.
I think it was the last thing Leon ever did, actually. What a great guy. You know, Sheila and I and Leon and Janet used to go out to eat all the time. Janet never cooked, so they ate every meal out somewhere. So we would get to hang with them, and Leon was so cool, so fascinating.
Yeah.
And a real godly man, and so gentle and sweet. I didn't realize all that when I first became friends with Leon, how sweet he was and gentle he was.
Well, I got to play a little clip of the two of you just bringing the spirit down in this little clip. It's from the album Forever Changed.
I will whisper in the dark from the bottom of my heart till I see one little star start to shine.
I will shout it from the mountain high, reaching up to the sky, till you open up my eyes so blind.
Oh, but no, Lord, don't make it easy.
Well, you just keep working till you work me all out. I said, but please,
Shine another light on me till I'm free from this shadow down. Or keep me out, shadow down.
keep me free from the shadow of doubt.
Hey!
Ooh, Lord. If you're not a believer before that record, you will be during it. I mean, like, it will happen.
That was a lot of fun, man. I got some great pictures, Devin.
Do you?
In the studio, yeah. Some really cool stuff.
Well, I mean, you did that record with Leon, with Jason Crabb, with the Oak Ridge Boys, and y'all's version. You did this big group sing of People Get Ready that I think is probably the best version I've ever heard of that song.
Oh, you're just lying now.
I'm not. This one, I'm telling you that this record, if y'all don't have this record, you need to get it right now. But there's another record that came out during the pandemic. Time Life joined with you to bring out a record that hadn't been out in 20 years.
Yeah, Time Life's helping us out, Devin. That's been pretty cool, actually. They're taking all the stuff that we own and are putting it out there to all the digital platforms and things that I have no idea about how to do. And we have a lot of stuff that was just basically sitting around, and it was really good to get it out. And then I did a thing last summer called Bare Bones. It's just an acoustic guitar and me and a background voice of greatest hits is all it is. A great acoustic greatest hits album, and Time Life did it. And so, yeah, they're helping us, bringing us into the current day.
Well, you know what? Time Life.
I spend a lot of my time in the 60s, I think.
You and me both. Well, hey, let's go back. I want to go back to time. You, and when I first came to this town, you were the demo singer of choice, and you were the jingle singer of choice. You and Vince Gill sang more demos and more jingles, I think, than anybody even realizes. I'm going to go back and we'll give an idea just so people can remember what your voice sounded like, and we're going to talk about the first $1 Million Minute.
Did you hear the news flash on the radio? It's in all the papers. Baby, let's go. Brand new low prices up at Taco Bell. Almost everything is less than $1, and that's big news, oh yeah. Delicious tacos start at $49. Burrito Supreme, Nacho Supreme, at a great low price. Big news from Taco Bell. Almost everything is less than $1. Let's run for the border, oh yeah.
I mean, you did. You were the voice of Taco Bell, and man, you had us all running for the border. That was fun.
Who was that kid? That sure was. You know what? I'll tell you, I had more fun than anything on they would treat me like a big shot, like some big actor. They'd fly me first class everywhere and send me out to Hollywood to film those things, and that was really a blast doing those things. I'm telling you, I had a blast.
Wasn't that fun?
I did them for 4 years, so I got to do a whole lot of them. I mean, I don't know how many of them we did. Probably over a dozen. I mean, there's all different kinds of Taco Bell commercials. I'm trying to hunt them down, Devin, to put them on YouTube because there's so many cool ones. I did one with Count Basie. I did a couple with Little Richard. They put me in all kinds of different situations. I did a wing walking thing on a biplane one time. There's so many cool ones that I hope I can find those things. I don't know what, I don't know who would have them.
Well, anybody that knows where they are, you find them, you get in touch with T. Graham Brown because we're looking for, he's got a YouTube channel. You can just go and watch all day long. And when you do, subscribe. That really matters because you've got some really cool things on there, including some acoustic versions of stuff that you've been doing.
Yeah, and we're trying to do all kinds of stuff, Devin. We got on, as the kids say, we're on TikTok now. So I'm trying to do little snippets of videos when we go somewhere to play. I try to, get my guitar player to play like 40 seconds of a hit or whatever, or just goofing around. Man, we're trying to do all the things that everybody does these days.
One of the things about you, T, is that your voice, you've had that, I always laugh because, the blues of country is what you always brought. Now, where are you from? Are you from Mississippi?
No,
where are you from?
Georgia.
Okay. I knew it was one of the blues states and I said blues, not blue, but blues states. And who were some of your early influences? Because you brought it to country, but
I lived in this little bitty town. I spent my boyhood years. I'm from Athens, Georgia, right outside.
Oh, wow.
We have a family farm, been in our family 7 generations. It's just right outside of Athens. But I went to high school and the University of Georgia and all in Athens. But my daddy moved us down to South Georgia in this little bitty town called Araby, 300 people. And our house backed up to the railroad tracks. Our backyard, we lived in this little bitty house and it backed up to the railroad tracks. And I would open my window in the summer because we didn't have air conditioning. And I would on one side of the tracks the white people live, on the other side of the tracks all the black people live. So the first real band I ever heard when I was a little boy was the band in the black church. They had a band. They had drums, bass, keyboards, guitars, everything. We just had a little old lady playing piano. And then I had a transistor radio that I had this little 6 transistor. I eventually upgraded to a 10 transistor, which could pick up farther away. But at night, I would just get up under the covers and scroll through the AM dial. And
yes,
different kinds of music. You might be hearing WSM or WLAC or something out of New Orleans. These clear channel stations out of New York, Chicago. And then how the atmosphere, if you can get one of those AM skip, the signal can skip sometimes and you can pick up from Ohio or anywhere. Texas.
That big place, there was one place in Brownsville, Texas, right there on the border that used to be one of those skip stations. Yeah.
So I listened to everything. I just scroll through the dial and I might hit a country station and listen a little bit and then hit a pop station or R&B station. So I just listened to everything, and I'm just confused, Devin. I don't know what I am.
You bring such an amazing, just a variety of music when we hear you live. But I want to give people a little idea of what it's going to sound like tomorrow night on the Square in Gallatin. It's you and you got acoustic guitar play. This is called the Church Sessions.
Now, baby, don't worry if it troubles your mind, 'cause it'll all wash away, girl, oh, in the river of time. If you need a shoulder, well, I'll be around, be your rock to hold on to till that river goes down. 'Cause it's hell and high water you're going through. Come hell or high water, I'll be here waiting for you.
Country Rebel is doing a lot to get live performances out there, and they get it in front of a huge audience. Tomorrow night, we got everybody weighing in. We got Elizabeth, how much your music means to her, and she talks about Wine into Water, how she listens to it as a reminder. You know, we talk pretty openly about recovery on this show, and that song has been a touchstone for so many people. I bet the stories just melt your heart sometimes.
Oh, it's amazing. Sheila and I are putting together a book of just stories, Wine into Water stories. Man, I hear from people, it'll blow your mind. Hey, you know what? I heard from this man and woman, I think they were in their 70s, and their son was 40 years old, cutting their grass. They had one son, I think, and he helped them out, you know. And anyway, he fell over dead cutting their grass, and it crushed them, and they made a suicide pact. They were fixing to kill themselves, and Wine into Water came on the radio, and they changed their mind. They wrote us this long letter about how it had helped them through that grief and all that. And I have so many stories about people that were going to either shoot themselves. A woman said her husband beat her up, you know, again, and she went out on a lonely road and was going to kill herself and turn the radio, and Wine and Water came on. I had a big football player tell me the same thing. All these stories, and you know, Wine and Water's really helped a lot of people get sobered up, but it also helps people that are struggling. Mental illness or obesity or overeating. It can be over anything, you know. Over
anything. I'm so glad that you brought that up, because we always say in Celebrate Recovery that it is, everybody's recovering from something.
Yeah. Well, that's right. And Wine into Water just kind of fits everything, you know, because I hear from people that tell me that all the time. So I guess people are taking it every different way they can.
You know, a great song is the thing that, one of the things I love is that when a great song meets the perfect voice and you deliver it with such sincerity, and that's huge. That's why it resonates with people.
Well, you know, Bruce Birch and Ted Hewitt and I wrote that song in 1993 or 4, something like that. That's
wow.
It's been around. And it just, they knew what I was dealing with, you know, and at the time I was still drinking. So it was just one of those songs. It was meant to be, I guess. And we were all talking the other day. We don't get together very often to write, but you know, Ted says, I don't even remember writing that song. It's like I looked down and it was there, and Bruce said, yeah, me too. And I don't really remember writing it either. It was like it was just there. And I just think it was one of those deals, you know, every now and then something like that happens, I guess. It's really weird. I can't explain it. But anyway, I think I was meant to sing it because I've been up and down and in and out and all this alcoholism and addiction, you know, and everything.
You mean you're human?
Yeah, and I'm got a really bad case of bipolar. Ask Sheila; she'll tell you that. And thank God. And that's one thing I talk to people about when I'm on stage. It almost 100% of the time in shows, I tell them about wine and water, and then I tell them about mental illness too.
Amen.
I tell them I'm bipolar, and I say, hey, man, a lot of people are ashamed of it and don't want to talk about it. And I just tell people that you don't have to live like that. They make medicine for that now, and you can go out and get some treatment. There's no need of, living in some sort of hell. Whether it's addiction or mental illness, whatever it is, there's a way out.
And addiction sometimes springs from self-medicating for mental illness to begin with.
I think that was my case. I think this kind of behavior really runs deep in my family, on both sides of my family, mama's side and daddy's side, both. So, and I can look back at the behavior and see, man, I know where all this came from. So anyway, but the good thing is I recognize it, and Sheila recognizes it, and Sheila makes sure I don't forget to take my medicine every day and keeps me on the good foot. And by the way, she says hello. And
I love me some Sheila. I do. I love her so much.
She's been taking care of me since about 1978. We got married in 80, but she's been taking care of me over 40 years now, and so she knows me better than anybody, and she's good. She's my hero.
She's the stuff. And Elizabeth says, we're all recovering from something. Magic happens when T sings. He brings life to lyrics. We love that. That is what you do. And there are a lot of people who are weighing in right now. So if you're watching today, I want to make sure that you know that there are some really cool resources. And there's one that I want to tell, especially if you're military, or if you have some questions, maybe family of, Centerstone is a great place, and just check that out. And there's a lot of free resources that are available for people with mental illness as well. And even if you don't know, if you're a family member of someone, you do know. And so reach out and work together as a family, just like T was talking about. Hey, tomorrow night, it's going to start at 6:30. It's a free show. It's in Gallatin. And what else can we look for coming down the pike from you?
Oh, well, let me say, Eric Heatherly and Friends is going to be there. And a friend of ours, Ashley Barron, is an up-and-coming country singing girl from California. She's really good, too. She's going to be there. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I have a show on Sirius XM on Prime Country called Live Wire. I play live cuts from artists' live albums.
Whew, that's awesome.
I do one a month, and they air it all throughout the month, and I always have a live guest. And this month, the July version is Lee Greenwood, and then I always have at least six artists. So it's like going from concert to concert to concert. They're all different venues and everything. So you just kind of close your eyes and try to imagine, the night of October 30th, 1982, Billy Bob's or whatever, it is. And so it's pretty fun. And we're doing that. And, we got our Facebook page. And we did. And Sheila's sitting here feeding it to me. Hillbilly Tea, I did a thing, I'm the old Hillbilly Tea spokesman. There's a company called Hillbilly Tea that puts out iced tea. And so I'm the Hillbilly Tea for them. And she said, like us on Facebook, of course. And
like on Facebook, and get on that YouTube channel and follow that, because you've got a lot of good stuff there. Well,
we're adding stuff. We got a lot of good help, too. Austin Smith is really working our Facebook. He's the guru for that, and we're in contact with him every day, and we're just trying to keep it up, baby. We're just trying to throw some tea. There's plenty enough brown to go around.
I love it, T. I love you more than lunch and jewelry, and a big hug to Sheila there beside you. We're going to close with you singing live, and y'all can go see T. Gallatin Square, wherever you are, go fill up the car and take it to Gallatin. Gracious and growing Gallatin, the friendly city in America.
Hey, Devin, God bless you, honey. God bless all your viewers and listeners. And you're always welcome in the Brown household.
Oh, I love you. Bye. Y'all take care. Hey, we're going to say, God bless you. Be safe, be kind. Remember, most of all, you're loved. Have a great day, everybody.
This song, we wrote this one in 1995. It's been a long time, and since then it's really helped a lot of people. I've had somebody put it on YouTube, and it's had a ton of plays and a lot of comments from people that are hurting, that have found it. For instance, day before yesterday, a guy sent me an email and he said, T, you might think this is crazy, but I'm sitting here drinking my last glass of whiskey, listening to Wine into Water. I've got a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old daughters, and it's time to change my life. So it's just stuff like that over and over and over and on and on. And when I was deep in the depths of my alcohol problem, I thought I was the only one in the world that had that problem, and I found out that either everybody's just like me or somebody real close to them's like me. That's why we made this record. The whole genesis of this record was to do Wine into Water and get it out there to the people. And that's it. I hope it's a blessing to you. You've heard a multitude of prayers on my behalf, and I pray one more is not too much to ask. I've tried to fight this battle by myself, but it's a war that I can't win without your help. Tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine, and now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? So many times I've hurt the ones I love and pushed them to the edge of giving up. They stood by me, but how much can they stand if I don't put this bottle in your hand? Tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine, and now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? I shook my fist at heaven for all the hell that I've been through, and I'm begging for forgiveness and a miracle from you. 'Cause tonight I'm as low, oh, as any man can go. Yeah, I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine, and now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? Could you help me turn this wine back into water? Yeah.